Right. This is on a laptop computer. I can see the quality is awful, but this is fun. This is fun. This is a fun thing. Just shooting the shit. So I'm gonna 5 minutes. I won't do more than 5 minutes of this. Probably private it at some point. No plan on getting 1 million subscribers or nothing. No one's gonna see this, but I want to speak my mind. Uh, I might title this something like "Being a Writer." I don't know. Um, yeah. So I'm 23, and I still live at home. I'm doing a masters. If you can tell where my accent's from, then power to you. Uh, People know what I do, and I have friends like anybody else. Well, hopefully everybody else friends, and some of them come up sometimes and they ask a couple of questions about how to do said thing, or they go, "Oh, you do, you know, creative writing." They call it. You do creative writing. You always wanted to write a book. I'd love to write a book, something along those lines. Like it's always something along those lines. And power to you. That's cool. I'm all for it. But I get like an equal amount of, oh well, I wanted to, or I tried to do this, I tried to do that. And this is no like take guru bullshit I'm trying to spit out. I'm just trying to speak my mind. Everybody's seen Dead Poet Society, right? If you haven't, watch it. Like, go watch it now. Like, right now. Don't care what you're doing. Like, finals tomorrow, exams and that. Go, go watch it. Uh, I had somebody somewhere, I won't specify, but I'll say this is an innocent situation. I had somebody somewhere come up to me where I had the opportunity when, yeah, before 26, before the new year. I had a big scraggly beard going on. My hair was droopy. I looked like an intellectual person, more like a scary, a bit more gruff. Let me just. You see that photo there? I was a little bit more. Somebody you'd call a bit arty farty. And this person came up to us and they handed us a short story, no more than like 5 pages, and said, "Can you read this and can you have a look over it?" And I see my lecturers, and I see my peers, I see my colleagues, my friends, and we talk about each other's writing. We read each other's. We write with each other sometimes, and I had a feeling of like why me, but also congratulations. Somebody of your caliber. I'm not saying it's high or low. I'm trying to keep this anonymous. Comes to me and asks me for advice. When I looked like that, I was confident enough to give advice. But now I look like this, I can see how young I am and how much further I have to go to grow, and if I'm able to give advice ever, really, I don't know. But I have to grow. I know that. And but I am higher up the ladder than this person is, just because of age difference and experience level. Just fact of the matter. And she, man, I'm going on. She, I'll drop that. She asks me if it's possible to write, and I'd never gotten that before. I'd love to. I've tried. I want. I used to. I'd gotten a lot of things, but I'd never gotten. Is it possible? I'd never gotten somebody looking me in the eye, and going, in my soul, in my heart of hearts, is it possible for me? And you know how you really are self, or some philosophy. But you know how you really are yourself, and you really love yourself, and you really hope and dream for your own life, which is beautiful, and everybody should do it. If you don't, do it. This woman asks me, like, is it possible to do that? And this is something that means a lot to me. Being a writer, it's nothing where money lies. It's nothing where a career might lie. I'm not Stephen King. I'm not no one. I don't know what I will be. Actually, I'm quite scared about that, and I'm quite fearful that my art will mean nothing. But I just have this feeling to try and produce art, no matter how good or bad it is. And say I'll never be as good as the greats. I'll just try to be the best me, and I'd hope I produce some really good shit about the things I want to produce. So I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal, not at all. But the fact that she would confide into me, confide into me and get on that level, on a one-to-one basis, it sort of allowed me to ask the question too. And I'd always felt like I had the answer, off camera, there's piles of comics, boxes I rarely open. Um, bookshelf behind us, just there, bookshelf over there, and there's a lot of things, from manga to comics to thick novels to poetry to WWE, some belts, why not? And like story's just been a part of my life, as everybody else's. So you know who we are, what century we live in. I don't need to go into the politics of it all, but it's always been a thing for me. And we got on that level, and this is a generation that you look online and they call you unk, especially when you've got a haircut like that, and you are who you are. You're 23 and they're 16. You think you're close to that generation, to realize you're not. Like the communication's off, and yeah, to get on that level, and her allowing me to get to that level with her, and to just off the bat, right? Not off the bat. Wait a minute, in. I answered, and what I answered, was the whole point of me mentioning the comics and stuff. Absolutely, and the whole fucking pardon the language. I think YouTube's allowed that because it's like a minute in or something. I don't know. Absolutely, this is not another "don't let your dreams become dreams" type of situation. Probably is, but specifically the people who want to write. Nobody's watching this, and nobody's making it 9 minutes in to listen to this part. To people who want to write, like that woman, there's a self acceptance thing that has to go on, where you have to be okay and you have to acknowledge I am a writer, first and foremost. Nobody can deny that. Of course, I can disprove that if I don't write for 10 years, for 80 years. If not for a week, it's okay, life happens. If not for a month, it's okay, life happens. But, you know, I can disprove that really quickly. But there's a self acceptance of no, this is me, right? In the same way that people might say, there might be a pot wash, right? Pot wash. They might be in the back of the kitchen, and that's how they pay the rent. That's how they sustain themselves. But what they do, in their heart of hearts, is they're a car guy, or they're an artist, or a tattooist, or whatever it is. Like this artsy fartsy stuff of like me being an artist. You're a writer. Just accept it. Whatever you do in life, but in your core, And the biggest contention with this woman was, he's not going to be able to pay my bills, and I've been advised being a lawyer is something that's a stronger career path. And I just said, yeah, that's fair enough. But of what I've read and what I could read from anybody who watches a video, if there's a doubt to you being a writer, forget it, because the only doubt is that doubt. And if you let that doubt go, then you are one. The difference is, am I a published writer? Am I a successful writer? Am I an ongoing writer? Do I have releases coming out? You know, am I a retired writer? There's different stages in your career. But once you let that doubt go, you're a writer. And everybody, even the people who come up to me and say, well, I'm dyslexic. Who cares if you can't spell? Get Word to do that for you. If you want to write, write. I've took 11 minutes to say this. If you want to write, write. And I think that's what I said to the woman. Nothing stops you but that doubt, you know. Nothing stops you but that question in the back of your mind, you know, like, me, why me? Am I good enough? Like, nah, it's not worth it. You know, the voices type of stuff. Type shit for the kids. It's that's the only thing that stops you. You can write. There's no doubt about it. The fact that somebody in my position is able to say that and comfortably say that, I feel grateful. You should feel grateful too, because you're allowed to feel what I'm feeling. And what I'm feeling is quite a good thing, a lucky thing, a beautiful thing. Please, for the love of all things holy, if you want to write, write. Struggle, so what? Finance, so what? Health, care about your health, okay? You can eat. You can eat. You know, focus on that. It's okay. If you're homeless, get a job. You can write and have a job, okay? You don't have to be a writer full time all the time. Yeah. Things happen, you know. Well, let me try and do this slow enough so the camera can catch it. That's life, you know. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's a lot of things. You can write. You'll always be able to write if the circumstances allow it, but always, you know, have that thought. Yeah. Always. You'll always be able to write. You'll always be able to write. There's nothing stopping anyone. And I just had a thought there of, I'm gonna pause this and not release this. I'm getting to the good part, you know, like, scrap that doubt. Just, this is a video. No one's gonna see it. Who cares? This is not the point. This means nothing. But I need to say it. Write, please, for the love of God, write. Okay, do it. Competitions, fucking do them. Don't do the ones that you have to pay to get in. Find every competition you can, every publication around that's local. Just do it. Oh, that, I know I'm sounding Shia LaBeouf. Write, please write. Please, I'm begging you to write. I want to see your things. I want to read your things. I want to see art happen. Art's not done. Art's not done and art's not finished, okay? Just like this woman, I need her to put art into the world. Because of what I read, that's valid. It's art. It has its place. It's allowed to exist. In the same way that I know so many people, you know, doing this master's degree, my peers recently, the things they came up with, I'm comfortable and happy and okay with the things I produced. But there were things they produced that kept me going because they were that good. They were on levels that I thought art's not dead. Art's not dead. The greats haven't done everything, and there's no place for us anymore. There's a place for you. I want you. There's a place for your art. There's a place for my art. Do it, please. Do it. Fight the fear. Fight the thought of publication. Fight the thought of 10,000 people trying to get into this magazine, and you might be one of them. The chances are like slim to none, but there's chances. It's not about success. It's about being a writer. To be a writer, you have to write, not be successful. If you write well, and the right people market you and pick you up. I had a chat with somebody today. They said Child 44 was shit, and I write better than them, and they write better than them. You know, not as in like a factual thing, but they're like, oh man, we can do better than this. Fair enough. I haven't read it. I'm not going to make a statement on it. But even that's valid. That's got a place in the world. It got a movie, you know, done after it. Probably millions in that. Like the economics that got put into that thought could have probably kept me and my mom and my brother and everyone good and well for the rest of our lives. I mean, not probably. It could have. It would have. From one man's thought and process. Just right. Okay, I'm making this too long of a video. It there's nothing special about it. Just right, because your art has a place in the world, my art has a place in the world, and none of that comes from ego. And you gotta have that acceptance in your heart. I don't know if it's humility, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't make me superior. Me saying nothing here makes me superior. I'm just trying to get thoughts out of my head, and I want the work to be done. I want to see a lot of contemporary peers do it, you know, do it, because there's a place in the world for your art, and the only one who doesn't believe that is your doubt. Quite simply. And if anybody else says that there's not a place in the world for your art, then that's just mean. And we don't live in a world that's mean. We live in a world that's kind. We live in a world that's prosperous and gentle and caring and loving. At least that's what I believe. But there's all the bad stuff that comes in. And the doubt and the people might be one of them, but don't be upset about that. Because if you focus on that, you'll never get it done. And I think the point of this is to say, scrap that. And focus on this one thing. Right. 500 words a day, 1,000 a day. I don't know who on earth can ever match up to the whole what Stephen King did. He was on coke. You don't want to be on coke the rest of your life. It's not good for you, right? Off the bat. You're not going to write like Stephen King, because what Stephen King did, who cares? It is what it is. It's not me. I'm not him. I wrote 1,000 words the other day. I wrote 500 maybe today. I wrote like none yesterday. It happens. But right, and put that idea on paper. Right now I'm working on a story about some sort of ensemble cast. Something like Trainspotting, you know, but specific to the area, specific to the people I know in my heart and I interact with, and I want to put that on paper. And I'm writing a story about a Yeti. A short story about some guys crash landed and you know, run away from a Yeti. Why? It was in my head. I know it's not like the most artistically significant thing ever. I just wanted to do it. And that's ultimately what writing is. And I'll end it on this point because I don't want to go on forever and no one's watching this and I have to go to bed soon. So it's just about what you want to do and you can blow that out of proportion and say that it means a lot. And I think that's where people have competition and want to be the best at things. You're not meant to be the best at things. You weren't made to be the best at things. You're made to be you. You might be good at things, and you might be better than other people, but you're made to be you. And their baselines in their lives are different. The only competition is with you. And the only thing that will ever stop you from being you, if you claim to be the writer and you claim to do them things, and want to do them things, and want to be that person, is, that doubt and stuff. I lost my point. Typical. Never question it. Never question being a writer, just write. I'm actually mad because I don't even remember what I said 10 seconds ago and the point I was trying to make. But this is the point of the video. 21 minutes in, on a shitty laptop camera with a shitty laptop mic. Please write. Please write the book. Please write the novel. Please write the short story or the poem or the script. There's a lot more different forms. Creative non-fiction. Off the top of my head, that's all I can think about, really. Any multimedia pieces? Want to strap a picture and put a caption on that? Or a poem that's a caption? This applies to every art. My words are just words out of my mouth at 11:45 Saturday night. Yeah, I'm done with this. I'm done with this now, because I don't think I've got the brain power to keep going, and also I think a lot of things I've said quite disjointed. But I'm still gonna drop this and put this out there because that sounds fun, And don't take anything I said to heart if it's not for you. But if it's for you, what I said wasn't advice. It was just the thoughts of a 23-year-old young man, kid, who enjoys writing. And I realise what my point was now. It's just about doing what you want to do. It's not about being... You don't have to be Steinbeck to write something local. You just have to write something local. You don't have to be Hemingway to write something about a war. You just have to write about a war. You don't have to be Aristotle to write about philosophy. You just have to write philosophical things. And you don't have to be Tolkien to write about an elf. You could just add an elf in your story. Just write. Just write. Yeah, that's the title. Just write. Whoever you are, I love you. You waste 23 minutes of your life, 25 now. Go write, or go with the dog, go brush your teeth. If you haven't brushed your teeth yet, go tell your mother you love her. If she's dead, your dad. If he's dead, same. Go to their grave, visit them sometime, put some flowers down. Go to bed, wake up, have a good day, have a good sleep. Whatever it is, school, work. Just have a good life and write, But remember to be okay internally, always, or try, and write. Yeah. Hey, is what it is. Is what it is.